Primero, es un placer y un honor de estar aquí en la Ciudad de las Ideas y quisiera agradecer al curador Andrés Romer, todos los sponsors y el equipo entero de la Ciudad de las Ideas que no han dormido desde el inicio y todos ustedes también, porque sin ustedes el intercambio de ideas no sería posible. Ahora voy a empezar en inglés. Hello, my name is Natasha Tsakos, and normally I would tell you that I am a conceptual director and a performer. But did you know that we are currently preparing students for jobs that do not exist? Using technologies that have not been invented yet? In order to solve problems, we don't even know our problems yet. For students starting a four-year technological or college degree, this means that half of what they learn in the first year will be outdated by their third year of study. Did you know that 1.5 exabytes of unique new information will be generated this year worldwide? That's estimated to be more than in the previous 5,000 years. It's kind of scary, but it's fascinating. And so in that spirit, in the spirit of growth, development, in the spirit of re-evolution, let me start again. Hello, my name is Natasha Tsakos, and I am a human being in the making, full of endless possibilities, which I like to express theatrically. I love theater. The traditional theater and the theater that does not exist yet. The theater that I'm inventing now. I love the idea that I can transform, become somebody else, and look at life with a completely new perspective. I love the idea that people will sit in one room for a couple of hours, or one day, or 3, and listen. The idea that in that room, at that moment, everyone, regardless of their age, their gender, their culture, their religion, comes together. At that moment, we transcend space and time together. Theater awakens our senses and opens the door to our imagination. And our ability to imagine is what makes us explorers. Our ability to imagine makes us inventors and creators. I was commissioned in 2003 to create an original show and began developing Upwake. Upwake tells the story of Zero, a modern-day businessman going to work with his life in a suitcase, stuck between dream and reality, and not able to make out the two. I wanted Upwake to have the same audio-visual qualities as a movie would, and I wanted to let my imagination run wild. So I began drawing the story that was moving in my head. If Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, the author of The Little Prince, were here, he would have drawn 3 holes on that box and told you your sheep was inside. Because if you look closely enough, things will begin to appear. This is not a box. These are the renders of my imagination from head to paper to screen to life. In Upwake, buildings were suits. Zero tap dances on a giant keyboard, clones himself with a scanner, tames and whips the computer mice, sails away into dreamscape from a single piece of paper, and launches into space. I wanted to create environments that moved and morphed like an illusionist, go from one world to another in a second. I wanted Upwake to have humor, beauty, simplicity, and complexity, and use metaphors to suggest ideas. At the beginning of the show, for example, Zero DJs, dream and reality. Technology is an instrument that allowed me to manifest my imagination in high definition, live on stage. And so today I would like to talk to you about the relationship between theater and technology. Let's start with technology. All right, let's start with theater.
Hey!
Oh, no, please. No. I only wish there were lights lighting me, but... technical problems. So, this is sort of how Upwake started, and then I kind of went crazy. Upwake lasts 52 minutes and 54 seconds. I project, actually, 3D animation on all the surfaces of the stage with which I interact with. The use of projection and animation came as a process of discovery. I didn't want to use it as a special effect, but as a partner on stage with me. There are no special effects in Upwake, no artifice. It's as detailed and intricate as it is simple and minimal. 344 frames, 4.5 years, and commissions later. What started as a one-person show became a collaborative work of 19 most talented artists. And here are some excerpts.
I'm sick and tired of all of this.
What is your motto here?
It's a relatively new show that we're now beginning to tour. And I remember an instance in Austin, Texas. I was asked to give small demonstrations in schools during the afternoon. When I arrived at one of them, I certainly did not expect this. 600 kids packed in a gymnasium waiting. I was a little nervous because I performed like I just did for you without costume or makeup, animation, lights. But the teachers came to me afterwards and told me they hadn't seen the kids that attentive in 3 years. And I think the reason why is that I was able to use their language, their reality, in order to transport them into another. Something happened along the way. Zero became a person, and not just a character in a play. Zero does not speak, is neither man nor woman. Zero is Zero, a little hero of the 21st century. And Zero can touch so many more people than I possibly could. It's as much about bringing new disciplines inside this box as it is about taking theater out of its box. And while I studied in a theater conservatory, I think the best school was the street. And as a street performer, I have learned that everybody wants to connect. And that usually, if you're a bit extraordinary, if you're not exactly of human appearance, then people will feel inclined to participate and to feel out loud. It's as though you made something resonate within them. It's as though the mystery of the person they're connecting, interacting with, allows them to be themselves just a bit more, because through your mask, they let theirs go. Being human is an art form. I know theater improves the quality of people's lives, and I know theater heals. I have worked as a doctor clown in a hospital for 2 years, and I have seen sick kids and sad parents and doctors be lifted and transported in moments of pure joy. I know theater unites us. Well, Zero has big plans and wants to actively be part of this world, engage the generation of today and tomorrow, tell various stories through different mediums, comic books. Zero wants to be the hero of quantum physics video games, augmented reality mobile applications. In 2007, Zero launched a green campaign, suggesting his fans and friends to turn off their electricity every Sunday from 7:53 to 8 p.m. The idea at heart is simple, basic, it's not original. But having Zero deliver the message made it special, because it gave the cause a face. Zero and I also very much want to go to the moon, and really go to the moon. I've just recently returned from Houston, Texas, where I participated in the DC-9 lunar parabolic flight study at NASA, where experimenters were monitoring my cardiovascular performance while in both zero gravity and 0.6 gravity environments. Because the future we once imagined is the reality we live now. And because in that future, in this reality, in that space, I think art and culture ought to be regarded with as much importance as space tourism, commerce, and science. There is a revolution. It's a human and technological revolution. It's motion and emotion. It's virtual, it's visual, it's musical, it's sensorial, it's universal. It's happening. The natural progression of science and art, finding each other to better touch and define the human experience. There is a revolution in the way that we think, in the way that we share, and in the way that we express our stories. Our evolution. This is a time of communication, connection, and creative collaboration. Charlie Chaplin innovated motion pictures and told stories with music, silence, humor, and poetry. He was social, and his character, the tramp, spoke to millions. He gave entertainment, pleasure, and relief to so many human beings when they needed it the most. We are not here to question the possible. We are here to challenge the impossible. In the science of today, we become artists. In the art of today, we become scientists. We design our world. We invent possibilities. We teach, touch, and move. It is now that we can use the diversity of our talents to create intelligent, meaningful, and extraordinary work. It's now. Wake up. Thank you. Thank you.